who's recording this video instead of editing. This lazy bubble bass, who's gonna regret it. Too close to deadlines. This lazy bubble bass, who's making shitty jokes that no one cares for. This lazy bubble bass, who should probably shut up and get on with the vid. This lazy bubble bass.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Don't worry, girl. I got it from here. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name's Adara. So as you can tell, I want to talk about a little yellow sponge that lives on a pineapple under the sea. Of course, I am talking about none other than good old Spongebob SquarePants. And I really do mean old, cause as of this year, SpongeBob's been in the air for a non-stopping 21 years. A cartoon that has made history along the side of various other long-running shows such as The Simpsons and South Park, even though these should probably have died long-ass time ago. And the only difference being that unlike those shows, SpongeBob is a cartoon for children. Or so Nickelodeon says anyways. I mean, can we talk about for a second how disgusting SpongeBob turned for a good amount of seasons? Before going more or less back to normal after Steven Hillenburg, rest in peace, took creative charges again? Oh Christ. I still watched TV when these seasons aired, and I remember as a mid-teen, I was so sad to see how disturbing and effed up the show had turned. Thankfully that changed according to what I've heard, but even if that's so, I don't have any particular interest to go back to watching SpongeBob, to be honest. It was part of my childhood, which I really appreciate, but I don't care to see what new content they're publishing out right now. I'd rather just keep the seasons before the first movie in my heart as the good SpongeBob that I remember and treasure, which is what today's video is going to be about. So as a 90s kid, the most influential seasons of SpongeBob to me were seasons 1, 2, 3. I have fond memories of many of those episodes, and there are many little lessons I learned in a variety of them. Like season 1, episode 18, Texas.
What's so great about dumb old Texas?
That taught me, home is not where you're from, but where the people you love are. Which is something that definitely changed my life, considering I was born and raised in a broken family, and who finally started finding her family through groups of close friends, and as of recently, significant other. Another example was season 2, episode 6, Grandma's Kisses, that taught me that just because you're an adult, you don't have to be serious all the time.
I don't want to grow up!
And it's not true that you're not allowed to be loved and pampered every once in a while. You can have your cookie and eat it too. But there is always one episode that I remember more fondly than any other because it taught me something that I really applied to my daily life. It's an episode that helped me connect not only with others, but with myself as well. That episode was season 2, episode 11, Squirrel Jokes. Why that episode in particular? Well, I'll explain in a bit. But first, a recap. The episode is about a stand-up routine show that happens at night at the Krusty Krab, and SpongeBob participates in it telling jokes. But his jokes are terrible, so everybody boos him, until he takes a good look at Sandy, who is supporting him in the audience. Suddenly, SpongeBob's attention goes to her teeth, and starts making jokes about them.
Did you ever notice how big squirrels' teeth are?
Then her fur, and eventually her intelligence. Everybody adores these jokes, and the crowd cheers for SpongeBob. Sandy, however, didn't appreciate them because she thought that they were hurtful. SpongeBob then proceeds to explain that they're really all just jokes, and none of it is true. And he proceeds then to say, "We all have to laugh at ourselves once in a while. I do it all the time." Laughing at ourselves, huh? Well, though I'm not sure if Sandy took that part of the message, she did accept and understand SpongeBob was joking, so she didn't have any hard feelings anymore. But something pretty bad happened the next day. Since SpongeBob told those jokes, all the fish in Bikini Bottom started treating her differently and making fun of her, which she, of course, didn't like one bit.
Don't stand too close to a squirrel, Billy. You'll catch it stupid.
Okay, Ma.
At night that day, she tells SpongeBob to please, as a friend, not to tell any more squirrel jokes because she didn't want to be made fun of anymore. He tries to tell his boring jokes, but the crowd boos and pressures for squirrel jokes. This is too much for good old SpongeBob, so he gives in and starts telling them again, against Sandy's wishes.
Howdy, y'all!
So to teach him a lesson, Sandy invites him over and starts acting on the stereotypes SpongeBob joked about.
Squirrels is dumb.
Making her point crystal clear this time. And so SpongeBob took what he had told Sandy earlier about laughing at oneself and started to use himself as a target for jokes. He makes fun of himself and all the fish that were laughing at Sandy.
Soap, what is soap?
You would probably think that the way the story is going, the fish will be a bunch of hypocrites and start to be upset at the jokes SpongeBob made about them. But that thankfully wasn't the case. They found the jokes making fun of themselves just as funny as the jokes making fun of SpongeBob and Sandy. And with that, the episode ends. For the longest time in my life, when I would think about this episode, I would always side with Sandy, since I used to be mocked a lot even as a little toddler, all starting from my brothers. As I grew older, I was bullied in school. So to me, anyone or anything that pointed out my flaws, I would consider bullying and become extremely sensitive, angry, or both towards the person. But as I grew older and I started to make friends who also liked to joke about me, I started to slowly change my perspective. At first, I really didn't like it because I thought that they were trying to humiliate me. But slowly they showed me that they also joked about each other, making fun of themselves, and most importantly, joking about their own flaws. All of this got me reflecting a lot about why I was so hurt by being mocked for so many years, and why I didn't find it funny. Because what is a joke but a derivation of truth? Truth is relatable. It's a part of us that makes us human. Because if there is one thing that all of us share that connects us, even though most of us are still in denial about it, is the fact that we're all kind of idiotic. We can be cringy, clumsy, make mistakes, and so on. And that fact connects us together. So if I can look at my own stupidity, accept it as a part of who I am, and laugh, then why not let the people I cherish laugh at it as well, as I laugh at my quirks and silliness? After I came to all of these realizations, my sense of humor increased tremendously. I had more jokes to make. My friends usually started calling me funny, and that's a label that stuck to me to this very day. It hurt Sandy that SpongeBob joked about her because she is extremely prideful. There are many examples of this in the show, and it has created evidence for one of the most popular cartoon theories ever, the one that states that the 7 main characters of SpongeBob are the representation of the 7 deadly sins. Don't get me wrong, I would say Sandy has good reason to be proud of herself. SpongeBob said so himself. You know everybody knows you're the smartest creature in Bikini Bottom. I find it that the more someone takes themselves seriously, the harder it is for them to let go of their ego that's built within them. Nobody likes being vulnerable. I definitely didn't. But I was able to break out of that shell. Some even try when they're older, but have a hard time, since it was built into them their entire lives. But if I could say, it's never too late to change any part of yourself for the better. That all depends on every person, however. Only every individual can make that choice. But I personally believe that being able to laugh at oneself is a genuine superpower, because if you can do that, then nothing will ever be able to crush you. You won't take what people say too serious if it isn't true, and laugh at the small idiotic things that are. Not to mention, it kills fear to fail, because letting go of ego and self-seriousness means acknowledgement that you are an imperfect little jelly bag, not special like everyone else. So if you're not, then you really could try everything. And fail at everything too. I mean, something's about to work eventually, right? So that's what I want to leave you with this video. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at your idiocy. But remember that laughter is a positive thing. So connect that laughter with self-love as well. You're not perfect. You're human. And that makes you special in your own little way. So what do you guys think of this? Do you agree or disagree, and why? Leave those comments down below and let's have a little discussion. My DMs and my social medias are always open, so if you would like to have a longer conversation, feel free to send me a message. All that said, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified of new uploads. Do all that good shit to help my channel grow. If you would like to support the channel further, please pledge $1 over on my Ko-Fi page. Any money donated will help the growth of this channel, and it's all really deeply appreciated. But with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to stay determined. TTFN, guys!